For you to sound like a confident person who knows what they're talking about at all points of time, just be assertive. Just say what you're thinking at all points of time. It is humanly impossible, and I have learned that through my experiences as a reporter and a journalist that taking notes is the best thing you can do. It is the best thing. Writing down everything, keeping notes always on hand. The only way to be able to live comfortably, live confidently, and assertively is to just be yourself. Um, and there are ways to be polite. There are ways to put your point across without hurting somebody and without hurting yourself. But that is the art. The thing is to just be yourself. Now, how do you do that? Before starting any big presentation or interaction, मान लो एक client pitch है, या even अगर आप अपने दोस्त से you are having a fight and you want to resolve it, you need to ask yourself three questions. First question is, who is the person that I am speaking to? When I say who is the person, what it does is that it helps me define my audience.
Hello, Sassy Nari. Welcome to Little Fixes podcast. And thank you so much for joining me. This is your host, Matri. On this podcast, we talk about mental health, relationships, freedom, and personal growth. तो आज बातें होंगी बातें करने के बारे में. बट ये कोई रेगुलर कम्युनिकेशंस क्लास नहीं है. रादर इसमें हम जानेंगे कि मेन एंड वुमेन कैसे डिफरेंटली कम्युनिकेट करते हैं और कैसे हम एज लिसनर्स उन्हें डिफरेंटली परसीव करते हैं इवन व्हेन दे आर सेइंग द सेम थिंग. मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंटली माई गेस्ट एक्सपर्ट विल टेल यू कि कैसे जो वुमेन के अगेंस्ट इनग्रेन बायसीज हैं उनको हम अपने फेवर में टर्न कर सकते हैं और इफेक्टिवली अपनी बात रख के we can get what we are after. I'm speaking with Sanjana Chauhan, who is a seasoned communications coach, and this role follows a decade long illustrious career as a primetime news anchor. Before hearing from Sanjana, please follow Little Fixes on your podcast app, whether it is on YouTube or on Spotify or Apple Podcast, and share it with someone who wants to work on their communication skill. I'm grateful for your support. Hi, Sanjana. Welcome to Little Fixes.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me here.
So, Sanjana, you were a journalist and now you are a communication coach. So, with journalists, we associate कि they are very good at communications. That's what you are. I don't know how true it is for everyone, but that's what we generally associate. So, and now you work as a communication coach. You must have done a lot of different things in this field. And I want to start with understanding what is communication. कम्युनिकेशन का मतलब हम लोग अक्सर समझते हैं कि एक दूसरे से बात करना होता है और एज अ कम्युनिकेशन कोच व्हाट डू यू अंडरस्टैंड बाय इट.
Maitri, I'm so glad you said uh, एक दूसरे से बात करना. Because actually, communication is, yes, it is, what you and me talk to each other. But 90% of the communication is what we don't say, and my eye contact, my body language, what I'm doing with my hands. Non-verbal communication makes up 90% of effective communication. So that's really what communication is. It's the things that we don't say to each other, but really it looks at interactions that go beyond just verbal statements. It looks at non-verbal communication in a big way. So to me, I think that is what communication is. It is just interaction between individuals, between organizations. But my line of work specifically looks at effective communication in the space of how you are and how you carry yourself, whether it's public speaking, whether it's presentation. I do cover a little bit of written communication and how to structure your content, but it's really all about making yourself confidence to be confident to be able to sell yourself and talk about yourself in a way that's assertive and in a way that you feel most comfortable.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. So, it is very difficult for women. And I have seen that women are not very assertive and they are not very confident about themselves. अपने बारे में बात करना, अपने काम के बारे में बात करना, ये सब उन्हें इतना अच्छे से नहीं आता है. मे बी इट्स द अपब्रिंगिंग और समथिंग. तो इस तरीके से हम करते हैं हमेशा ही. और जब हम लोगों से मिलते हैं और कोई ऐसे रिस्पॉन्ड करता है हमें बहुत अच्छा लगता है, कोई ऐसे रिस्पॉन्ड करता है हमें बिल्कुल अच्छा नहीं लगता, तो हम अक्सर उसको कैटेगराइज कर देते हैं कि दिस पर्सन इज गुड एट कम्युनिकेशन, दिस पर्सन इज बैड एट कम्युनिकेशन। तो
या
क्या है गुड और बैड कम्युनिकेशन? वो सिर्फ इतना सा तो नहीं हो सकता।
करेक्ट, यू नेल्ड इट, क्योंकि ऐसा है ही नहीं, क्योंकि देर आर डिफरेंट स्टाइल्स ऑफ कम्युनिकेशन। और
हम्म।
ये भी इम्पोर्टेंट है कि हम जाने कि व्हाट आर द डिफरेंट स्टाइल्स ऑफ कम्युनिकेशन.
हम्म।
You used a word called assertive right at the start, which is fab, which is what we need to aim for. An assertive communicator is somebody that is able to express their thoughts and feelings in an assertive fashion, which means they're respectful. They are also taking into respect and consideration your feelings and your views and opinions, and then they are able to talk to you in a very clear and cogent manner. You spoke about women. The problem is that we have been conditioned for so many years, thanks to patriarchy and everything else, to keep our mouths shut
हम्म।
and not say what we are actually thinking and be okay with everything. That what ends up happening is that we come across sounding passive aggressive. Passive aggressive ka matlab sarcasm, taunts, feeling a certain way but saying something else. Huh?
हम्म।
I mean, I'll give you a basic example. So many of us have asked our parents or our moms in particular, can I go here? Can I go to my friend's place? हाँ, सारा दिन बाहर ही रहो, ये तो होटल है. This
राइट।
is such a light-hearted way of looking at it, right? But we don't
हम्म।
realize that that very way of communication, that passive aggression, it gets carried on into professional situations. It gets carried on into intense personal interactions as well, right?
हम्म।
So we have to now consciously stop ourselves as women. Unfortunately, this we only have to do the work for this, but we have to try and express ourselves in a way where we feel like we are being authentic and, and genuine, but still putting across our point.
हम्म।
So that is actually quite a challenge. So I would not say there's any good or bad communication, but if we have to aim for a certain kind of communication, I would say let's aim for assertive. There are two other types of communication. One
हम्म।
is a passive communication style. This person will avoid conflicts. Also, we see this in a lot of women. They will
हम्म।
not really pay attention to what you have to say because, they're just trying so hard to get away from that moment or that interaction because they're so worried about conflict and, having any kind of confrontational situations. And then, of course, the last style is the aggressive style. I don't need to explain what an aggressive style is, but this person is just downright disrespectful. They always want to lay their point across first.
हम्म।
Unfortunately, aggressive people are also people that have been perhaps passive aggressive and they have been passive, in the earlier stages, and then eventually it leads them to becoming aggressive. So, which
हम्म।
is why to eliminate all of that, for you to sound like a confident person who knows what they're talking about at all points of time, just be assertive. Just say what you're thinking at all points of time. There are ways to say it, and that's where I come in. But I think
हम्म।
assertive communication is the way for us to all go.
Uh-huh. So, what is the biggest roadblock in our way to being more assertive?
Uh, I think the roadblock is that हमारी जो conditioning है, जो upbringing है, हमें ये सिखाया जाता है कि either we need to be somebody that is cool with everything, be a
Mm-hmm.
cool girl, be a chilled girl. We've
Mm-hmm.
been raised to be that. Don't make a scene. Don't be paranoid. Stop it. And we then start to gaslight ourselves, right? We start denying our own reality. We may not be okay with a certain thing, but because the ecosystem or our spouses or partners or parents or friends are telling us it's okay, yeah, it's not that much of a big deal, we start to internalize that. And unfortunately, that becomes a roadblock to you actually expressing your true feelings about something. That's
Mm-hmm.
one. Two is the roadblock is that we ourselves are not very clear about what we want to say.
Yeah.
People assume that they are very confident, that they are very, very good at what they want to speak about. But there's a difference between being a good communicator and between being a subject matter expert. Those
Mm-hmm.
two are not the same things. A lot of times before a big presentation or any kind of difficult conversation, we tell ourselves, क्या है? This is something that we know for many years. वहां पे जाके बोलना ही तो है.
Yeah.
Seldom do we sit and prepare and structure our answers कि कोई जब मुझे ये पूछेगा, then I will answer in this particular way. What is it that I can say in 30 seconds that is impactful, but also memorable, but also a good takeaway? We are not thinking like that. And we are not thinking about the audience,
Mm-hmm.
ABC, audience before content, that we are talking to. How are they making decisions? In what mindset have they come to listen to you? So these things often are the roadblocks to assertive communication and for you to be able to come across as being somebody that's clear and coherent.
आई थिंक कम्युनिकेशन हमें स्कूल में सिखाया भी नहीं जाता है कि बस बोल दिया जाता है, वो मॉरल साइंस पढ़ा दी जाती है कि सबसे अच्छे से
Yeah.
बात करो, लड़ाई झगड़ा मत करो. आई वॉज
Yeah.
ऑल्सो रेज्ड टू बी पैसिव अग्रेसिव, समटाइम्स अग्रेसिव. माई हस्बैंड is in the category who avoids conflicts, and he
Yeah.
keeps saying to me कि ये पैसिव अग्रेसिवनेस से बाहर आओ और असर्टिव बनो. और मैं कहती हूँ कि आप हमेशा कॉन्फ्लिक्ट्स अवॉइड करते रहते हो, तो हम दोनों ही बिल्कुल डिफरेंट हैं. तो आई कैन रिलेट विद व्हाट यू आर सेइंग. और जैसे आपने बोला कि हम अपनी ऑडियंस के बारे में नहीं सोचते हैं, और इवन जब हम लोग छोटे लेवल पे, इवन स्कूल कॉलेज में अगर हमें कोई प्रेजेंटेशन देना होता था, तो आई रिमेंबर वन ऑफ द प्रेजेंटेशंस आई हैड टू गिव. आई वाज इन मास्टर्स, आई वाज डूइंग माय मास्टर्स इन माइक्रोबायोलॉजी, एंड आई वी ऑल हैड टू गिव प्रेजेंटेशंस. अब उसमें क्या था, सब बच्चों ने एक एक प्रेजेंटेशन तैयार कर लिया. अब टीचर ने ये बोला था कि क्वेश्चंस पूछने हैं आपको अपने क्लासमेट से. अब हमें नहीं पता था हमें क्या क्वेश्चन पूछने, वी हैड जीरो इंटरेस्ट. तो हमने तीन तीन बच्चों से अपनी एक सेटिंग बिठा ली कि ये एक एक क्वेश्चन तीनों को दे दिया, तुम ये पूछ लेना, तुम ये पूछ लेना, और तुम ये पूछ लेना, हो
Hmm.
गया. तो मतलब हम बड़े खुश थे कि टीचर सोचेगा इन्होंने क्वेश्चंस पूछे
Hmm.
और हमने आंसर कर दिया. तो आई
Yeah.
आई मीन इस तरीके की मेंटालिटी से और इस तरीके की चीज़ों पे अ लॉट ऑफ अस हैव ग्रोन अप. तो कम्युनिकेट करना इफेक्टिवली बहुत बहुत मुश्किल है ऐसे सिचुएशन में, राइट? व्हाट डू यू हैव टू से अबाउट दैट?
I cannot agree with you more, because और ये एक और जो चीज हमारे मेंटालिटी में, आई थिंक इट्स लाइक अ स्टैम्प कि आप नोट्स को आप रेफर नहीं कर सकते. We
हम्म.
have to by heart everything, and then more than by heart, we have to remember everything, and we have to remember it in that particular chronology, और बस वहां पे जाके बोलना है perfectly.
हम्म.
It is humanly impossible, and I have learned that through my experiences as a reporter and a journalist, that taking notes is the best thing you can do. It is the best thing. Writing down everything, keeping notes always on hand. So we have to break away from that mentality that we have been raised with. कि एक तो these plants, we have to be prepared that these are the possible questions that could come to us. That's number one, and these are what my answers could be. But I think it's also important that when we take notes, we are not on the either opposite extreme. एक है जो notes नहीं लेंगे, they will mug up everything, and then they will just say whatever they have to, but then they will sound like a broken record. The other kind of people are the people that take notes, but those kind of people get so lost in their notes that they have lost the audience. क्योंकि आपके और मेरे बीच में ये आ गया है, right? So that's the thing. So it's also important to use our notes as visual aids, like cards, those visual cards that you see, and less as obstructions that come between you and your audience. So ऐसी बहुत सारी चीजें हैं that come in the way, whether it is conditioning, whether it's upbringing, whether it's our entire ecosystem and how we have been schooled and all of those things. But I mean, we can't keep fighting all of them, right? At some point of time, you have to be thankful for at least some of them.
हम्म.
तो ये है काफी चीजें, but I try and make it a point to always encourage my clients that take notes, but don't write PhD dissertations. Just keep them as notes.
So you must have worked with men and women both in your career. और अभी अगर हम men और women की, हमने थोड़ी सी डिस्कशन भी किया कि women are less assertive. तो is it a generalization or is it true? What have you seen कि men और women differently communicate करते हैं क्या, और मतलब क्या differences हैं?
Uh, Number one, I don't think it's a generalization because ऐसे काफी McKinsey ने एक स्टडी किया है, डिलॉयट ने एक स्टडी किया है, that there are less women in leadership positions, and that, of course, there are
Hmm.
those external factors as well, that prevent them from being able to rise to that next step in their career. But there are also internal factors, as well, that work against them, and one of them is assertive communication. I see a very clear difference between my male and my female clients.
Hmm.
I'm not saying that my male clients are not accomplished or that उनमें वो skills या capabilities नहीं है. मेरे फीमेल क्लाइंट्स में वो सारे skills और सारे capabilities है. Plus, they are women that are not just juggling, struggling, but also managing their professional and personal lives so well and are so accomplished. But उनको ये चीज realize कराने में इतने sessions लग जाते हैं. And that for me is a very clear differentiator that I see. And more importantly, it's a very heartbreaking thing that I see,
Yeah.
because these women are just fabulous. And a lot of times we'll make that breakthrough in like third or fourth session and we'll be like, अच्छा इतना आसान है क्या? Because they are also so scared about sounding arrogant, sounding overconfident, sounding sure of themselves, right? They always want to come across as being humble, which
Hmm.
they are, but also, somebody that can be taken seriously and that can be looked at as being competent. तो ये सारी चीजें मुश्किल हो जाती है when you are being told something but you actually feel something else. But to answer your question very briefly, yes, there is definitely a differentiation between the way men and women communicate, because I think women think a lot. There is a lot of overthinking, which I think we need to channel into preparation over just keeping it to like a spiral of overthinking. Men, I've noticed, are they're quick to respond, they're quick to question, they will stop you, they will ask you many questions. Women will apologize before asking a question. Sorry if this is a stupid question.
I
Actually,
hope it makes sense.
sorry, it's a silly question. And I'm like, yeah, this guy stopped me 10 times. एक बार भी sorry नहीं बोला मुझे.
Yeah.
Women will always be asking for that space, asking for that time. Men will take it like confidently.
Hmm.
So I wish to see more of that in women.
Acha, is it also possible that we hear men and women differently? I mean, as a woman, also, I have sometimes felt that I have my own biases when I
Yeah.
listen men and women doing doing similar things or saying similar things. So, have you seen it?
Um, are you asking me whether I have the bias?
Mhm. I mean, in general, like,
Yeah.
are there like, do we listen to them differently also?
Oh, do we listen differently? Do we listen to things differently as men and women?
नहीं नहीं मतलब मान लीजिए एक मैन है उसने उसने वो
Yeah.
बहुत कॉन्फिडेंटली एक क्वेश्चन पूछा और एक वुमन ने भी सेम क्वेश्चन पूछा तो क्या हम उन दोनों को
Right.
डिफरेंट लेबल्स देते हैं?
I think yes, yes, we do give different labels as well, because again वो differentiation उनके communication या उनके वो सवाल पूछने में आता है, right? Because
हम्म,
like I just said, supposing for example I have finished a presentation and a man will say that you covered this particular aspect. I wanted to ask you on that.
हम्म,
A woman will ask the same question and see the way I say it. At the cost of sounding repetitive, I know that you have covered this, so I'm sorry, but I just want to go into that again.
हम्म,
Do you see, uh, just in terms of coming to the point, the directness of the question, there is such a difference. So one can't help but actually notice that, there is a differentiation.
हम्म,
But unfortunately, there is also a differentiation even when we act like men. Okay,
हम्म,
so I was reading these studies that say that negotiation strategies are completely different for women. For example, women should not call any discussion around financial compensation a negotiation, because
हम्म,
then they are viewed as being intimidating and are less likely to be able to be given that next chance in their career. So
Mm-hmm.
it is advised to women to call it a discussion,
Mm-hmm.
a conversation. Now I know it sucks, right? Like you're going to tell me, Sanjana, what the hell? Like, you're supposedly like trying to help so many women. But to all my women clients, I say that look, it is a world like this. Either, you call it a negotiation and be viewed as somebody that is intimidating or aggressive or whatever, or then you just call it a discussion and still get your raise at the end of the day, right?
Mm-hmm.
So these are also these external factors and gender biases that exist that work against us. So I would say yes to your question. Yes, there is something in how we absorb that information too.
हम्म। और जैसे आपने बोला तो क्या इससे फर्क भी पड़ता है, मान लीजिए किसी वुमन से आपने बोला कि कॉल इट अ डिस्कशन, तो डज इट
Yeah.
मेक एनी डिफरेंस इन दैट नेगोशिएशन कि या सैलरी बढ़ती है या नहीं बढ़ती है? हैव यू सीन?
So for women specifically, there are a couple of strategies that really work, and ऐसा मैं नहीं बोल रही हूँ because कल मेरे पीछे पड़ जाएंगे कि मुझे रेज नहीं मिला है ये वो. I hope that all of you get that raise. But actually, research and studies ने ये दिखाया भी है कि one is of course not calling it a negotiation. The second is to use inclusive language. So inclusive language as in we, our company, things like that, as opposed to making it, I, no I statements. What happens is then, you are looked at as somebody that works in a team, that you are looked at somebody who is inclusive. So that's another thing that I think works against women, is that we cannot be seen as being too individualistic or too looking out for just oneself. We have to be seen as uh, nurturers, or a leader that takes everybody along with them. Nothing wrong with being either of those things, and I'm not pushing or propagating for any of those styles, but just talking about the biases that currently exist.
या
So
या
strategies alag hai for sure.
हम्म। Okay, so what will be your top tips for women? You mostly work with, I think, corporate clients, or I have different types of listeners. Some are into business, some are into job, some are homemakers. तो क्या कुछ ऐसी चीजें हैं जो सब पे लागू हों, या अगर नहीं है तो मे बी वी कैन डिस्कस ईच ऑफ देम सेपरेटली ऑल्सो?
Sure. So I'm glad that you said that, because my clientele is definitely corporate, but my one-on-one clientele are mainly women, and they are women that span across the industry or ecosystem. Not only are they entrepreneurs, they are moms making it back into the workforce. They are moms who are just about starting their businesses again. They are single women who are, working in working in spaces that are largely predominated by men, right? So I would say a one size fits all for listeners, specifically for women, is to practice assertive communication. How do you practice assertive communication? By constantly trying to express your authentic feelings at all times. The conflict happens, the nervousness happens, the underconfidence happens when we are trying to be somebody that we are not. So, there's a very cliched line I used to hear: be yourself, be yourself. And when I was younger, I was like, "Kya, what does this mean? Like, what's so stupid and everything?" But I think as we get older, especially post 35, it becomes just more and more evident that the only way to be able to live comfortably, live confidently, and assertively is to just be yourself. Um, and there are ways to be polite, there are ways to put your point across without hurting somebody and without hurting yourself. But that is the art. The thing is to just be yourself. Now, how do you do that?
या
One is always look at conversations from a spin technique. SPIN. So SPIN basically means S for situation, P for what is the playback, means what is actually the benefit that you're getting from that. I is the implication. Implication of not taking that particular action. So, situation, problem, implication, and need payoff. That is spin. So, if you start looking at conversations from a spin framework, you'll be able to then express yourself in a way that is very coherent. क्या होता है that we are always worried about how we are going to sound, whether it's going to be rude, whether somebody will get hurt. So eventually, when we open our mouth, what comes out is somebody who's very aggressive, who's either over explaining too much or then they're saying too little.
Hmm.
But when you apply this spin framework to your conversation, that look, I'm going to have a conversation with this person. This is how I'm going to tell them that I'm not interested in working with them. I'm going to lay the situation. I'm then going to face the problem as to why I'm having an issue with them. Then I'm going to lay the implication of us not working together. And then I'm going to put together the need and the payoff. When you structure your conversations that way, you'll find that even to yourself, it is appearing, clear, and it is appearing coherent. Our thoughts are all over the place. So,
Mhm.
wo ho gaya, being assertive. Second is the spin technique. Third, for women, I would say stop over explaining, stop giving justification, validation, stop it. Because what happens, we don't realize it, is that when we start over explaining, we appear as people that are not sure of
Yes.
what we are trying to say. You guys have watched Jab We Met, na? Kareena Kapoor का वो जो famous dialogue है, she's in the train, she tells the TC, आप convince हो गए कि मैं और explain करूं? So
Mhm.
the thing is, we should not set out to convince or to try and get people to validate what we are trying to say. Say whatever it is you have to and leave it at that. You don't owe anybody an explanation unless, of course, you are asked for it and that situation warrants it. Problem is, we are constantly over explaining that just gives away the fact that we are in guilt or that we don't really believe in what we have to say, right? So,
Mhm.
I mean, mom guilt, we do it all the time. Oh, I can't come to work today. My child is sick. Actually, he has been throwing up. He got fever also. Nobody cares. Your child
Mhm.
is sick. Can't go to work. That's it. Finished. Leave it at that. And last, I would say is please stop apologizing. Stop apologizing for,
Very difficult.
you know, all kinds of conversation. Sorry, sorry, I'm late. I'm not saying don't be humble. Sorry if this is a stupid question. But I'm saying is that just stop like constantly feeling like you need to apologize.
Mhm.
I'm so glad that I was nurtured and mentored by some pretty great women leaders in my career who told me this right off the bat when I was much younger. And they still, till date, tell me don't apologize, stop apologizing. You have nothing to be sorry for. And I just think that that is so valuable because it's helped me communicate better and it's helped me communicate directly. The thing is, when you add apologies, no, you add like frills around the conversation, around what you're trying to say. You add sludge. Leave
Mhm.
it. Sorry for being late. Thank you for your patience.
Yes.
Sorry, I didn't send this before. Thank you for thank you for your patience for this particular document. No, it was the same example. Sorry for being late. Thank you for your patience. Sorry that this document had so many, edits or whatever. I have made numerous edits to this document. Thanks for bearing with me. I,
Mhm.
I think that it's very important to turn it around instead of constantly apologizing, is to just take away that apology and instead give gratitude to the other person. And more importantly, like just embrace your achievements in that scheme of things. So I think these are my tips. I hope that it wasn't all over the place and I myself was coherent.
नहीं यू वर और ये जो आपने लास्ट में बोला ना सॉरी वाला ये मेरे साथ बहुत होता है। एक छोटा-सा एग्ज़ाम्पल मेरे पास भी है कि आई वांटेड टू आस्क माय टैरो रीडर समथिंग उन्होंने बोला अपना क्वेश्चन भेज दो। अब मैंने उसको 5 मिनट 30 सेकंड्स लंबा मैसेज भेजा और उसमें मैंने कम से कम 5 बार सॉरी बोला फॉर सेंडिंग सच अ लॉन्ग मैसेज। तो शी आल्सो रिप्लाइड कि इतनी बार सॉरी बोलने की ज़रूरत नहीं थी। इतनी छोटी-सी चीज़ में भी इफ आई कुड से सॉरी 5 टाइम्स तो आई कैन टोटली अंडरस्टैंड कि कितना ज़्यादा women सॉरी बोलती होंगी. एंड यू ऑल्सो मैंशन द स्पिन वाला एग्जाम्पल. तो क्या इस स्पिन को, ऐसी कोई आपके पास सिचुएशन है जो आप करके बता सको, मे बी आपके पास कोई एग्जाम्पल हो तो हमारे लिसनर ज़्यादा अच्छे से समझ पाए.
हाँ, बिल्कुल. So, जैसे कि like I spoke about, let's say that I actually want to break up with a client, or I want to sever ties with somebody who I'm working with in a professional setup, right?
Mhm.
So the thing is, ordinarily, if I would to pick up the call and have a conversation, I'd be like, "Yaar, I mean, it's not really working out. This relationship between us, because we just don't work together well. We fight. There are a lot of issues with payments also. So I think it's just best that we don't have that conversation or whatever."
Hmm.
Now, if I were to actually break it down spin wise, before I have a conversation, take out a paper and pen, write down, spin. What's the situation? Situation is your definition of the why. So communication mein we have something called five whys, where you really get down to why you are doing a certain thing. Why? So what is the objective of this call? That's the situation. So the situation is that you want to sever ties or end relations, professional relations with this particular client. What is the problem? The problem is that there has been mismanagement, there are payment issues, there are this, there are that. So what's happening is that I'm slowly structuring the conversation, the implications of us not working together or working together. Implications of us not working together is that we can both end things on amicable, good terms. We can continue to be cordial with each other and maybe leave the door open to work together in the future. Implications of working together, we will probably end up having a very bad, fractured professional working relationship. I will feel disgruntled because I will not be paid. You will feel disgruntled because the work is not as per the mark. And the last is the need payoff. That is the payoff of taking this particular action. For you, what is the action? That is that you are just going to be set free. Like, you are going to be able to dedicate and allocate your resources and your bandwidth elsewhere. You will have a good clean cut from a situation that was not serving you well. When I put things down like this and then I pick up and have a call with somebody, that conversation will go a lot better,
Mhm.
as opposed to me just picking up the call and saying that, okay, sorry, we can't work together anymore because of like me not putting together how my tone is going to sound, what are the actual reasons. We end up sounding very irrational and illogical, even though our objective and reasons are very deeply rooted in facts and things that make sense. So when you put down things in a spin technique or in the spin framework, it just helps you make sense of your thoughts. So
Mhm.
this is such a scenario. But I would actually urge and advise all of your listeners कि आप किसी भी scenario को उठा के, if you are able to break it down like this, you'll find that answers मिल ही जाते हैं, and you'll be able to have your conversations in a more structured manner. And this is not just for professional situations. These work
Mhm.
beautifully even for personal conflicts as well.
ओके, तो जिसके साथ हमारा कॉन्फ्लिक्ट है, हमको उसी ऑर्डर में, SPIN के ऑर्डर में ही चीज़ें एक्सप्लेन भी करनी चाहिए, स्टार्ट टू फिनिश.
Yeah, yeah, totally. I would also, एक और जो चीज है that I advise all of my clients, कि before starting any big presentation or interaction, मान लो एक client pitch है, या even अगर आप अपने दोस्त से you are having a fight and you want to resolve it, you need to ask yourself three questions.
हुँ.
First question is, who is the person that I am speaking to? When I say who is the person, what it does is that it helps me define my audience, right? Today, if I'm coming and talking to you, who is Maitri? She's a podcast host. She has been doing this for many years. She's also a mom. So immediately I am painting a picture in my mind, right? Of what she's like, what she must be liking or disliking. These kind of
Mhm.
things, I'm getting that picture in my mind. Second question, how much does this person know about what it is that I'm trying to say? ये हम
हम्म,
लोग कंसिडर ही नहीं करते हैं.
नहीं करते,
We are
राइट.
like, मैं बोलना चाहती हूँ, I will say what I want to say. And the last question is, what do we want this person to do at the end of the conversation?
हम्म.
ये एक्चुअली एक बहुत फेमस सेल्स टैक्टिक है. If you put down these three questions, but Maitri, actually sales is communication, everything is communication. तो ये जो आप थ्री क्वेश्चंस अगर ये स्पिन टेक्निक के साथ आप कंबाइन करोगे, आपकी जो कॉन्वर्जेशंस है, इंटरेक्शंस है, एंड जस्ट लाइक ऑल कम्युनिकेशंस एंड लाइफ इन जनरल विल जस्ट गो ऑफ अ लॉट इजियर.
Mhm. Okay, wow. Thank you for sharing this much information with us. And being a podcast host, I think I am also going to apply some of this in my podcasting work also. So thank you for this, Sanjana. And
I'm so
we
glad.
also okay, and we also have a section called "Sass It Up" on Little Fixes podcast. And because we are talking
Okay.
about communication, तो वी वुड लाइक टू नो कि ऐसी कौन सी ऐसी ऐसी थिंग है जो आपने की है अपने कम्युनिकेशन स्किल से, मे बी ऐसी कोई सिचुएशन हो जिसको आपने शिफ्ट कर दिया हो या कुछ मजेदार किया हो, तो आई वांट टू कनेक्ट इट विद योर कम्युनिकेशन स्किल्स फॉर दिस स्पेसिफिक एपिसोड इफ दैट्स देयर समथिंग.
Totally. So I think the sass or the part that I think is sassy, but it's also such a big part of what I have done is that uh, intentionally or unintentionally, most of my clientele are women. And it's also happening that now most of my clientele are becoming mothers. They are. I'm seeing a trend. एक pattern emerge हो रहा है. ऐसा नहीं है कि men are not my clients, or single women are not my clients, but this is the trend that is emerging. And what I am actually seeing in terms of the SAS is that women who have that spark, that they have that gumption, and all women have it, that drive. I'm seeing that now slowly becoming into like sass and confidence, and I think that has really shone through and is really shining for me through my communications coaching, where I'm able now to help hopefully empower more women to be sassy, confident, and just open minded, and more importantly, authentic and genuine. So I hope it fits the bill of sass it up, but this
Yes.
is this is more or less what it is.
So I would say you are sprinkling a lot of sass everywhere you are going. बोलते हैं ना,
Yeah.
sprinkling a little, leave a little sparkle wherever you go. You are leaving a lot of sass. I think we all need it. And
Thank you.
Sanjana,
Thank you.
I was as I was sorry. Okay. And now, Sanjana, before I let you go, please tell us a little bit about your work, or maybe a lot about your work, and because we want to listen more of you.
Okay, so I'm a communications coach and strategic communications consultant. Uh, what does a communication? What is it? This is me being a communications coach. Wow, what does a communications coach do? I basically help individuals and organizations communicate and speak with confidence, with clarity, and to speak assertively. I started this in the pandemic during the lockdown because I noticed उस time पे Zoom calls were the thing. I noticed that people who were probably very good offline suddenly when the Zoom camera came on were like frozen. They didn't know what to do. So I
Mhm.
started doing these workshops. Lockdown tha. A lot of people were very interested in learning, because they were at home, and it went off really well. I did like 4 or 5 batches, and then I started getting a lot of requests from people to do one-on-one sessions. And these were very, very senior people, CEOs, CXOs, founders. And I realized that there is a serious void. But because I have been in front of the camera for the last 10 years, I probably was not able to see that there are people that still need help with public speaking. There are people that probably need a little bit of guidance when it comes to confidence or just preparing and structuring your content. So that actually led me to work with more and more people, and thankfully, more and more women business owners, entrepreneurs, CXOs, CEOs, because I think that they are so amazing and so confident, but all of them think otherwise about themselves. So I'm just hopefully that voice that tells them you're magic and you can do it. So that's about my work. In terms of being a consultant, I also help individuals, organizations, brands humanize content. I work in the space of public health where I'm able to weave an element of storytelling when it comes to data, statistics, figures, and facts that you may think are boring. But using my skills as being a journalist for a decade, I managed to make things sellable and attractive. So that's my job as a communications consultant. I do one-on-one coachings with people. I do corporate trainings and workshops that look at presentation skills, that look at assertive communication, that look at feedback, conflict resolution, empathy. I also work with a lot of students on MBA prep. Um, I work with small business owners and entrepreneurs on how to be confident communicators while networking or in professional situations. So really everything, but also very, very specifically to communication. That's what I cover. In terms of my background, I have been a journalist. I was on TV. I was a news anchor for about 10 years of my career. I've worked with almost every news channel in the country, maybe not NDTV and News 18, but everything else I've covered. So yeah, that's my career. I also had a short stint as a radio jockey, but yeah, everything to do with content and voice and camera. Yeah, done all of that.
That all is very interesting. And Sanjana, if someone wants to connect with you, what's the best way to reach out?
So I'm very active on Instagram. My handle is Sanu Chow, SanuChow. Also, very, very good with checking my emails. It's Sanjana, Sanjana dot Chauhan, Chowhan @gmail.com. So please write to me and I'll definitely respond.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Sanjana, it was really lovely speaking with you. I learned a lot. I'm sure my listeners will also take away a lot of things from this conversation. So, thank you for being on Little Fixes and thank you for sharing your insights with us.
Thank you for having me. It's such an honor, and thanks for all the amazing work that you're doing.